Hey, let's build an API wrapper. So there's no shame in wrapping AI products. A lot of the value in the market right now is in just wrapping tools. So mostly because a lot of people are doing AI for free in the open source world, like myself, or a lot of the hosting companies are even running at a loss. So we can't really do everything ourselves. I know we just need to kind of pick the right things to do to get this art generator to be that we're working on here to be as good as the journey. And maybe it's some training, but also a lot of the values in just wrapping open source models. So we're going to wrap an upscaler from replicate in the kind of most shamefulest way possible, which is literally just a pass through. Anything goes straight through to replicate. Normally you'd protect it with cores, so that says what kind of sites are allowed to speak to your API, and maybe some kind of Cloudflare bot protection or something. But we're just going to do it as quickly as possible and as crudely as possible, and just using a Python server, a fast API. Yeah, this is what I've got so far. So imported it, replicate, and just copied. This is just a copy paste from the docs. Using a controlnet tile to upscale. It also fixes eyes, which is quite nice. So that's just copied from the docs. I'm just going to do like a literal pass through, trying to get something that accepts arbitrary data and a model name, and just literally passes through to replicate. I'm just writing a test for that now. So I give it the URL to an image and a prompt, negative prompt, and I don't know if this is going to work. I need to figure out how to give it arbitrary data still, so we'll figure that out. Input is not a good name for variable because that's like a recursive word. It's not a great name either, but yeah. This is our server here. It just takes a model name, but we'll just default that to the upscaler. And I don't think that's the right way to get JSON from a request, but let's just run the test. I'll print the response first. So often I feel like the open close principle is a pretty good way to do it. So just basically copy the API as is, and then you've already got a familiar API, and maybe don't change it, just add new flags if you need them. So we failed. Did not, oh yes. So yeah, this is calling replicate. So it's expecting an environment variable. I just did add that to my file. You can use environment variables or a file. I use a file. But because the replicate API is expecting it to be a environment variable, I'll have to actually set the environment variable. That in. Guessing that's the name of it. I think it's the name. I'm assuming it's the same. Yeah, that's just good. I think I've already imported OS, but cool. Yeah, I have. Try again. And after this, we'll just host this API. And I actually created another App Engine app to host it. You can actually just like create a lot of App Engine apps, and then that kind of gets you to run on the free tier. So that kind of saves you a bit of money. And that's kind of admission for myself that I'm doing that. So I was thinking of just copy pasting this. Deploying it to a new app. Top level file. I'm just going to paste it in here and basically just deploy another app. I think it's all the same. I don't even need to override it really. That's just using a really cheap instance. It's literally just filing off to the other service. You can put async on here. I would like this to be async, just to so you kind of know that your server's not going to be blocking requests. I don't know if they, how they do their requests, but yeah, well, you go async run. Looks like that's actually the way to do it. Hmm. So for the UI, we would add a new button. So add a new button here in this art generator where you can also upscale. So yeah, I'm running it low flow. Yeah. So I can just add a new button. Bit of upscale. And the new upscaled picture will probably just maybe show in a pop-up, like a dialog. My test passed. 200. This is upscaled successfully. There you go. It actually fixes the eyes too, so cool. Great. So we just receive an array of the output. But just to I can't remember if that's right, but response of text. Uh, yes, Is it content? Sure why the tests aren't running. Hmm. It's bad I had to click that button. I just kind of migrated from IntelliJ to these editors, the VS Code. It's a little bit painful, but I don't have to pay for an editor anymore. So we can jump over to do the actual code in here. Used to be called eBank game, but that's not. We rebranded it to aiart-generator for SEO purposes. Changed all these buttons over. The download button. I should the search server. Maybe actual that's I kind of rolled my own search and using Python and NumPy. Basically find synonyms and kind of whittles the search down using just kind of the old school TF-IDF style, looking at overlaps and different words. That was maybe a little bit faster than having to kind of stand up a real Elasticsearch or something, but I'm not sure how long it's going to last me. One annoying thing about my architecture is that I'm not doing like isomorphic rendering. I'm just rendering on the server, and then I'm also having to edit this JavaScript file here to make sure when I refresh the page, things update. And I did do a little bit of that for a while using Nunjuts, templating library, but it's a little bit hard to get going. So a lot of duplication now. They're going to be nice in it, like Node.js. Here I've got aiart-generator. My download button is yeah, I realized I didn't do this download button for this is a different aiart-generator. So I've got one on the chatbot side as well. Okay, aiart-generator, that's it's one with the download button. I should really update both. Call it This one. I think that's the only reason why it's got an ID so they can label it. I'll call it upscaler and iFix. I might try aspect, but I can try 2K, might be better. That's just what icon it is. The behavior can be based on this. This is a download button. Yeah. So that it's kind of something similar to the download button. But the download button actually, I use a much more space efficient format, and then I convert to PNG with locally with the download button. But we can create a dialog here. You don't really need to do any of this stuff. We have a dialog. We have to actually create this HTML dialog. And actually, maybe close and then open because this is a weird bug. We just showed the model, but we also need to pull our API. I can't remember where it's going to run. So it's there. Actually needing some headers as well. Something like that. Yeah. And yeah, this is similar to our test. But we do need to get the one thing. Here we go. We need to get the image. I should show some kind of loading in the modal, but I also need to get the prompt, so let's have a look where it is. I think it's a alt. Yeah, it'd be the alt. It uses the same prompt to upscale. This takes about 10 seconds. It's not super fast, but it's not super slow either. It does a good job. The resolution is weird because we do create 1080 art. So I might get the original. Yeah, I just need to test actually if this is going to work for HD. Like, yeah, I should test it out. So one thing we can do is generate. These are all square, so I really forgot to test it. Make some HD art with our art generator and test it if it's going to be able to do the 2K. You can see it's pretty nice stuff real fast too. Like about a second to get this. So we're actually surprisingly close to Midjourney, but it's always it's hard to know how far away you really are when you're looking at AI. The last kind of quality can be quite hard to achieve. So I'll just imagine all these settings are the same. I think that's supposed to be, I'm going to set them all to a half. Prompt, I'll use the same prompt just to be realistic. So this is where you get your code. Yeah, this is quite cool as well. It would actually pull the model down locally and do the local prediction. So if you wanted to actually host it yourself and save a bit of money on having to pay replicate, you can just host it yourself quite easily. It's definitely what Replicate's managed to do really well by hosting a lot of demos and being open about things. Yeah, it's got a kind of open platform that you can, if you write something in Cog, that you can run your own containerized AI products on Replicate as well. It's surprising with AI wrappers how popular it is, like, and how valuable it is. You can just add a little bit of value on top of AI products, like Open Router is an example where it kind of switches between different LLMs, and just getting that extra little bit of performance out of LLMs is very valuable. So yeah, it's quite beautiful, the upscaling, even for, yeah. So that's saved us a lot of work having to actually write this ourselves, train this. You can see a little bit of potentially little tiling artifacts, like that kind of cuts from being really high res to maybe being a bit blurry, like the amount of fog there on that line there. But yeah, I think quality here is insane, honestly. That's great. Mm, all same. Uh, I think I'm supposed to give it an object here. Yeah. Uh, set up quite badly. You should be able to format only a little bit of code in IntelliJ. Let's see. Uh, that's correct, but is that yeah, formatted everything. That's a bit rough formatting everything, but I won't format everything. It's just a bit too much diff. When I will format everything. Okay. So create, yeah, upres dialog. I'll create that later. Um, it's a 2K. I need to do some styling. I think I just transform translate, even though that's kind of a hack way to move things around. Kind of what I do. Yeah, kind of like the shameful truth about what I'm doing here. Um, mm, I don't know where the styles are coming in. Hmm. Uh, I'm just not sure why this style is not applying. Can't see it anywhere here. Oh, that's just okay. Thought that might be the case. It's gonna probably die because there's no yeah, there's actually no there's no dialogue to pull close on, so good. Um, I don't know if it should be a dialogue or I should just load it into the main into where the normal images load. Kind of blocks the UI making it a dialogue, but yeah, I guess I'll just do dialogue. Hmm. Close button. And just say something like res. Create a little target here. Right into this div. I just have to call this dialogue. Just included my right. And then include that and then it's the macro. You know, do it like that. I'll just check that that renders. Yep. And that should open something there, you know. So um, 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 I can't remember if you have to await. I think it just told me there. I just missed it. But so I'll just get the content and write it to that div. I don't know if I should create the image tag in a more elegant way than this, but I'm just going to go like this. Content, yeah. I don't know if we ran that. We did. The error content. We printed output. It's not content. Output. Okay. I'll just install that. Don't really need to save it there. See if we can see this. Well, it's probably wasted. Probably wasted. I think that's crazy. Didn't tell me. I do sometimes. Sometimes I must see IntelliJ ideas. I'm not entirely sure what I'll settle on yet. Not have body. Post. Yeah, this methods. Yeah, so it doesn't find that. It's fine. Yeah, I think that's about good. And, yeah. So yeah.